Okay, for this lesson, you're going to need this sheet that says finding slope from 2 points. So we've been able to calculate slope looking at graphs, but today we want to be able to figure out if we're given 2 points, given the coordinates of 2 points, how do you determine the slope? Okay, and to do that, there's a really easy formula, and that starts off with m equals, obviously m standing for slope, and it's y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Okay, so that's an important formula you're going to have to memorize. Okay, now what that means is that these subs, that doesn't mean they're like squared or exponents. It's just a naming feature, and it stands for the second y, the first y, the second x, the first x. Okay, so what I do is I come and look at my points here, and the first step is I want to label them. So because this is my first ordered pair I see, I'm going to call that x sub 1, y sub 1. Again, just because it's the first one listed. Come over here, that's my x value, x sub 2, y sub 2. Okay, so I look at the formula. The formula says put y sub 2 first. So that's going to be 16 minus y sub 1, 0. And then we put that over x sub 2, which is 4, minus my x sub 1, which is 14. And then I solve. So I get 16 take away 0, that's 16. 4 take away 14, that's going to be a negative 10. Okay, at this point, I do need to reduce, but remember, we don't change it to a mixed number. So if I have one negative in the problem, I'm just going to put my negative like kind of sitting out front, and then my fraction bar. And 16 over 10 are both even. So if I cut them in half, that's 8 over 5. So my final answer for my slope between those 2 points is negative 8/5. If I was to graph those 2 points on a line, and I was to count, that would be, I go down 8 and to the right 5 is what it would look like. Okay, number 2. Start off, label your points. X sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. Okay, use the formula. So negative 6 minus my y sub 1, which was 7, over x sub 2, negative 4, minus x sub 1, which is negative 14. So I got a lot of negatives going on in this problem here. Negative 6 minus 7, that's negative 13. And then down below, I see I got a double negative going on. Well, when you see that, you want to make that one big plus sign, or maybe you did like two tiny plus signs. Either way, negative 4 plus 14 gives you 10. Okay, check it out. Does it reduce? In this case, it does not, so we just leave it. Negative 13 tenths, or same thing as writing it like this, negative 13 over 10 like that. Okay, number 3. Start off, label x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. Okay, use the formula. So negative 2 minus y sub 1, again a negative 2, over negative 17 minus x sub 1, a negative 16. Okay, again, if you have any double negatives, that's the first thing I address. So I make that one big plus sign. I'll make that one big plus sign here. And we have negative 2 plus 2 gives you 0. And then negative 17 plus 16 is going to be negative 1. Now, remember, 0 up top of any number is just going to reduce down to 0. So that'll be my final answer. If 0 was on the bottom, though, we would say it's undefined. All right, number 4. Label the points and set up the formula. So it's going to be a 3 minus 6 over negative 3 minus a negative 12. Okay, 3 take away 6 gives you negative 3. And then down at the bottom here, we got the double negative, make that a plus sign. Negative 3 plus 12 is 9. Check it out. That is going to reduce. So I'm going to say my final answer is negative 1/3 for my slope. All right, you guys go ahead and do number 5. Number 6. Number 7. And looking at number 8, just remember we see there's a possible answer undefined. Undefined means you're going to get something like this, 10 over 0 or negative 5 over 0. Okay, anything over 0 you can't do. That's an undefined slope. Okay, do number 8. Number 9. Number 10. 11. 12. 13. And 14.